Hey, it's JC with Sylvie Residential. Today, I'd like to welcome my guest, Alice Frazier. Alice is the president and CEO of BCT Bank, the community's bank. Great local bank doing great work here in Loudoun County. And Alice not only is a good friend, but she has had a long and distinguished career as a local banker, helping small businesses grow and prosper. So, Alice, thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, JC, thanks for having us on board. We're excited to share some of the great opportunities small businesses have to get through this time with COVID-19.
Crazy time. Just looking at this stimulus bill, it's massive. It's $2.2 trillion. There's a lot of moving parts to it, a lot of little pieces here and there. Something that we've dug up is what's called the PPP program, Paycheck Protection Program specifically. So how is BCT involved in that? What role does BCT Bank play in the PPP?
As a preferred small business administration lender, we are able to answer the needs by the community or the small businesses with that. So we've been preparing for several weeks when we've learned about this program was going to be on the table. In fact, Raymond helped craft some of the language in it through giving guidance to the Independent Community Bankers Association. So he was instrumental in that. Now, Raymond Goodrich has joined me too. He's our Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer.
Hi, Jason. Thanks for joining us.
So we're ready. We have prepared our team for taking the applications and learning more. The details of the program were just released this afternoon by the Treasury, and I believe the window opens on Friday. Is that correct?
April 3rd. Yeah, I heard April 3rd, the window. So, Alice, these are loans. These are not grants. Another part of the program are grants from the government, but these are loans from BCT, correct?
Actually, these are loans that are guaranteed by the Small Business Administration. And in a few seconds, we'll have Raymond join, and he will walk through the opportunity that some of the loan can be forgiven if you follow certain guidelines. So not a grant, but forgiven.
Right. So that's what we're talking about here is the loans, because there is a part of it where the government is giving out grants, which is totally different. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about small business loans. So this could be, you guys could be a huge asset to Loudoun County and small businesses. This could be a lifeline to keep businesses open, at least in the short term. I anticipate a huge volume. Are you guys ready for that?
We're ready, aren't we?
We're ready for anything.
We're excited. We're actually excited about the opportunity because what it can do is show the community the type of bank that we are and the service that we can provide. So we have the liquidity to fund the loans. And
that was my next question, liquidity. How's that?
Very good. You know, we've had strong deposit growth over the course of the year. We've grown into Loudoun County, and depositors are continuing to add to their balances. So we're positioned and ready to go.
Well, why don't we get into the nitty gritty of the process? And I know this isn't yours. Raymond is probably better positioned to talk about that. I don't want to put you on the spot there, Alice. Do you want to switch positions and let Raymond slide in there and talk?
Let me do the wipe down for the proper social distancing and contamination protection. Hold on a second.
Well done, Alice. Good job. Thank you. Raymond, thanks for
how you doing?
Good seeing you. And what is your position at BCT?
I am the Chief Lending Officer of the bank, and my responsibility covers both the commercial lending side and the operations side of the bank.
All right, so let's get into the process. I'm a small business here in Loudoun County. I have bills that I have to pay. I have payroll, possible lease payments, rent payments, even utility bills. They're all coming up. April 1st is Wednesday. So this is crunch time for small businesses. What can I do if I'm a small business and I'm going to approach BCT Bank? What does the process look like?
Excellent. And again, just to clarify, this is under the Payment Protection Program, the PPP, as you said.
Correct. Yep.
It starts out as a loan that ultimately can be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And the small businesses that qualify are those that have 500 employees or less and can qualify based on revenue based on the SBA size standards. That's fairly straightforward. Small businesses can go to the SBA website to figure out their revenue cap, but most of the inquiries, and to date, we've received and we've spoken to about 50 different small businesses, believe it or not, and most of them qualify because that's the nature. They're a small business. So that's
Right.
at least for the worries.
So yeah, so tell me, what do I do if I'm listening to this webinar right now, or on social or YouTube, and I say, hey, I need help from BCT Bank. What do I do? Do I pick up the phone? Do I go to a website, or how do I start the process?
Yeah, I would say first off, call us, because I think every small business is different.
Mm-hmm.
And we offer a very detailed consultative environment where we'll walk through how to arrive at the loan amount.
Right.
And that is critical. We're also by Friday going to be putting information on our website, because a lot of times folks need to access that at different hours, and there'll be a guide for that as well. Thirdly, by tomorrow, we're going to be putting some documentation for a checklist. So the small business owner can look at this checklist and identify, okay, these are the documents that I need. This is who I need to call, and be prepared for the call. And so we're trying to tee up a process that can be speedy and quick. Obviously, documentation is going to be key. And therefore, working with a small business, the small business owner will find themselves with an expert advisor on their side to be able to thread the needle for the loan.
Right. So, I'm sorry, Alice, go ahead.
They can actually get our telephone number and information on our website. Why don't you share the website? Yeah,
I'll at the end of this on YouTube and social, I'll post the phone number for BCT. That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be a great asset. Thank you. You talked a little bit about documentation, Raymond. Are these loans, do they require collateral? Are they backed by any collateral or personal guarantee? How are they handled like that?
Very good question. These are going to be loans in the business name. Collateral is not required, and a personal guarantee is not required. So
pretty
critical,
yeah,
it is. So the process is fairly streamlined, and the application actually that was just released today by the Treasury is very streamlined. What is critical for the small business owner, JC, is to be able to accumulate and calculate the qualifying expenses like gross retirement benefits, any health care that is provided to the employees, any health insurance or retirement benefits. That all needs to be calculated based on the trailing 12 months. So they need to do a look back for 12 months, take the monthly average, and then multiply it by 2.5 times. So it sounds simple, but the small business owner needs to accumulate that payroll data to help the banker figure out how much.
Gotcha. So what are you anticipating from the moment somebody submits their application to when they'll receive the funds, the proceeds from the loan?
We're targeting here at BCT 4 business days or less. These decisions, mind you, unlike other programs, JC, that are sponsored by the SBA, the Payroll Protection Program is administered by the bank. So it's within our control to process, it's within our control to make a decision, and then we will be sending out the loan documents and being able to fund the small business owner.
That sounds like a great program, Raymond. Talk a little bit about the requirements to have these loans forgiven. How does that happen? And qualifies. That's like a game changer to me. I mean, it's like unbelievable if people just aren't just jumping on this loan.
Absolutely. That is a game changer. And what's critical is to make sure that the small business owner, keeps track of where these funds are going. In other words, the use of proceeds, eligible use of proceeds, is critical to determine the forgiveness. So for instance, you need to use it for payroll expenses. You need to use it for healthcare expenses. You can use it for rent, and you can use it for the interest portion if small business owners have any loans that are due, and utilities. It cannot be used for other expenses like travel or consultants and the other items.
Right.
Exactly.
And like you said, a really important part of it is that you must maintain the same number of average employees during the first 8 months of the loan that you did prior to the pandemic. So that's really the purpose of this program, is to keep people employed, right?
That's correct.
That's the big goal of it. So if you're not a company that's able to keep employees on the payroll, then this isn't the program for you.
That is absolutely right. The critical test is to make sure that the small business has the same number of employees before February 15th as they do after February 15th. And that will permit them to have 100% forgiveness of the loan.
You can still get the loan, which is at a great rate and great terms, but if you want it to be forgiven, that's the criteria for it to be forgiven, as far as maintaining the same number of employees, or the average. Correct?
That's correct. And if it goes into a loan instead of a forgivable loan, and you have to repay principal and interest, it's actually at 4% for up to 10 years. So still very attractive terms.
Yeah, still great terms. Yeah. Raymond, this has been great information. Thank you for joining me. Alice, thank you. See you back there. You guys did a great job maintaining social distance. I anticipate a lot of people being interested in these loans. I know I am personally. Really excited about what you guys are doing in the community to help these small businesses. You guys have had a long track record of doing it, and it sounds like you guys are ready to go to step in and help again. So really proud of you guys.
Thank you, JC. Thumbs up. All the best.
Yes. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Stay safe.